I don't think you hear me anymore, Emily said, standing near the door with her bag already on her shoulder. I hear you, I replied. She laughed once. You always say that. I wanted to say more, but I stayed quiet. Silence felt safer than the wrong words. When was the last time you fought for me? She asked. I don't believe love should feel like a fight, I said. That's the problem, she snapped. You think staying calm means caring. I rubbed my palms together. I just don't want to force anything. Emily shook her head. Love isn't force, it's effort. I looked at the floor. I thought giving space was respect. I never asked for space, she said. I asked for you. I opened my mouth, then closed it again. You see, she said. You always do that. Mark's voice echoed in my head from earlier that day. If you don't speak, someone else will. Emily stepped closer. Do you even want me to stay? I swallowed. I want you to be happy. That's not an answer, she said. Do you want me? Yes, I said quietly. She stared at me. Then why does it feel like I'm alone? I didn't know how to explain the fear behind my calm, the thoughts I never said out loud. I don't know how to fight without hurting you, I said. I'm already hurting, she replied. The room felt smaller. My chest felt tight. So that's it? I asked. That depends, she said. Are you finally going to say something real? I thought of every late night I stayed silent. Every moment I chose peace over truth. I don't want to beg, I said. I don't want to beg either, she said. But here I am. The words sat between us, heavy and sharp. I love you, I said. She sighed. Love without action feels empty. I had nothing else prepared. No speech, no dramatic promise. Mark had warned me once. Some women don't leave because they stop loving you. They leave because they feel invisible. Emily picked up her keys. I can't keep teaching you how to care. I do care, I said. Then why do I feel like I'm talking to a wall? She asked. I stayed quiet. She nodded slowly. That's my answer. Emily, I said, finally panicking. She looked at me. This was your moment. I wanted to grab her hand. I didn't. I hope you find what you're looking for, I said. Her eyes filled, but she smiled sadly. I hoped it was you. She opened the door. Wait, I said. She paused. Yes? The words stuck in my throat. Pride, fear, and calm strangled them. I don't want to trap you, I said. She stepped outside. You never did. You just never held me. The door closed softly. The sound felt louder than shouting. I stood there listening to the silence I believed in. Something inside me cracked, slow and quiet. I told myself dignity meant letting go. I told myself love shouldn't need chasing. I told myself silence was strength. But as the room emptied of her voice, I felt smaller than ever. And for the first time, silence didn't feel peaceful. It felt like loss. The silence after Emily left felt louder than our worst arguments. I told myself I was fine, but every quiet morning proved me wrong. I started noticing her absence in stupid details. Her mug stayed untouched. Her side of the bed stayed cold. I talked to myself more than anyone else. Mark called one night. You holding up? I'm breathing, I said. That's not what I asked. I'm fine, he paused. You keep saying that like it's a spell. I changed the subject. A week later, I heard Ryan's name for the first time. It slipped into conversation like it didn't matter. Ryan? I asked Mark. Who's that? He hesitated. A guy from Emily's office. Why are you telling me this? Because people talk. I don't care, I said too quickly. Mark sighed. He's confident, loud, always smiling. Good for him, I said. You don't sound convinced. I don't need to be. That night I replayed Emily's voice in my head. I need reassurance. I remembered nodding instead of answering. I remembered silence pretending to be calm. A few days later, I ran into Lena outside a cafe. She didn't smile. "Did you mean to disappear?" she asked. "I gave her space," I said. Lena crossed her arms. "She didn't need space. She needed words." "I loved her," I said. "She never doubted that," Lena replied. "She doubted herself around you." That stung more than anger. "So Ryan just shows up and fixes everything?" I asked. "No," Lena said coldly. "He listens." I laughed once. "That's it?" "That's everything," she said. I walked home angry at Ryan, then angry at myself for being angry. I told myself rebounds didn't last. I told myself Emily would realize I was different. Mark texted me later. "You should talk to her." "About what?" I replied. "About anything," he wrote. I didn't answer. Weeks passed. Emily's name stopped appearing on my phone. That scared me more than arguments ever did. I started practicing conversations in my head, all the things I should have said. None of them felt real anymore. Then I saw them. They stood outside the same cafe, laughing like the world wasn't heavy. Ryan leaned close. Emily touched his arm. She smiled the way she used to smile at me. I froze across the street. Mark's voice echoed again. "If you don't speak, someone else will." I told myself it didn't mean anything. I told myself I didn't care. My chest argued back. I stepped closer, then stopped. "What would I even say?" I whispered. Emily turned just for a second. Our eyes met. Surprise crossed her face, then guilt, then distance. Ryan followed her gaze. He nodded at me like I was nothing. I felt small. "Go talk to her," a voice in my head said. I didn't. I turned around. Every step away felt heavier, but familiar. Silence had always been easier than rejection. That night I sat alone and admitted the truth out loud. "I didn't lose her because I was calm," I said. "I lost her because I was quiet." The realization burned more than jealousy. Silence didn't make me strong. It made me invisible. I found out from Mark, which made it worse. Not from rumors, not from Emily, but from his own mouth like it was nothing. "We should talk," he said when we met. "About what?" I asked. He rubbed his neck. "About Emily." My stomach tightened. "What about her?" "I helped Ryan understand her better," he said. I laughed. "That's a joke." Mark didn't laugh. "I told him things." "What things?" I asked. "Things you told me," he said. "Your doubts, your fears." My chest burned. "You shared my private words?" "I was trying to help," he said quickly. "Help who?" I asked. "Her," he replied. "She was confused." I leaned back. "So you explained me to him?" "I explained why you shut down," Mark said. "Why you don't fight." "That wasn't your story to tell," I said. "She deserved clarity," he said. "So you gave it to another man," I said. Mark sighed. "You weren't stepping up." My hands shook. "So you decided for me?" "You kept saying silence was respect," he said. "I thought she deserved someone stronger." The word hit hard. "Stronger than me?" "Yes," he said. I stared at him. "You judged me." "I watched you lose her," he said. "I didn't want her stuck." "Stuck?" I repeated. "With someone afraid," he said. I stood up slowly. "I trusted you." "I still care about you," Mark said. "You cared enough to hand my weaknesses to my replacement," I said. He looked down. "Ryan asked why you never reassured her." "And you answered," I said. "He listens," Mark said. "He acts." "I listen too," I said. "You wait," he replied. That hurt more than anger. It felt like truth sharpened into a weapon. "So you fixed her problem by replacing me," I said. "I didn't plan it like that," Mark said. "But you watched it happen," I said. "Yes," he admitted. Silence fell between us, thick and ugly. "You know what hurts most?" I asked. "What?" he said. "You didn't think I could change," I said. "You never tried before," he replied. I nodded slowly. "Because I was afraid." "Afraid of what?" he asked. "Of becoming someone I didn't recognize," I said. "And now?" Mark asked. I exhaled. Now I recognize the cost. He reached out. "I'm sorry." I stepped back. Sorry doesn't undo choices. "I thought I was doing the right thing," he said. "So did I replied. He looked at me. "Emily cried when she talked about you." I clenched my jaw. "Then why didn't she come to me?" "Because she was tired of knocking," he said. That sentence stayed with me. "You let another man answer for me," I said. "You let silence answer first," he replied. We stood there, two men who made decisions for someone else's life. "I lost her," I said. "You let her go," Mark replied. "No," I said. "I was pushed." He didn't answer. "I won't scream," I said. "I won't fight you." Mark looked relieved. "But I won't stay," I added. "What does that mean?" he asked. "It means I stop being passive," I said. I walked away before he could speak again. Each step felt different, heavier but clearer. In my head, Emily's voice echoed, asking for reassurance I never gave. I stopped and whispered to myself, "Never again." I said it louder. "Never again." I finally understood something painful. Everyone chose action. I chose silence. That ends today. I promised myself I would speak even if my voice shook, even if honesty ruined comfort, even if choosing action cost relationships. I promised to stop hiding behind calm and start standing inside truth. I did not know who I would become, only that silence would never protect me again. Whatever burned next would be worth it. I accepted that change would hurt, but staying the same had already destroyed everything I loved. This time, I chose fire. "Get out, now!" someone shouted. "I can't see!" I yelled back. "Move!" another voice screamed. The heat slammed into me before fear did. Flames crawled up the walls like they were alive. Smoke filled my lungs, sharp and bitter. I dropped to my knees. "I'm stuck!" I coughed. "Grab my hand," a coworker shouted. "I can't feel my fingers," I said. "You don't get to quit," he yelled. "Not today." Something exploded behind us. The sound knocked the breath out of me. "This place wasn't cleared," I gasped. "The warning was ignored." "Save it," he said. "Crawl." I dragged myself forward, skin burning, thoughts racing. I thought of Emily's face. I thought of silence. I thought of how easy it would be to stop moving. "Stay with me," the voice said. "I don't know why," I whispered. "Because you're not done," he snapped. Light broke through the smoke. Hands pulled me out. Cold air hit my face. I coughed until my chest hurt. Later, everything smelled like ash. "You're lucky," a man said above me. "Lucky isn't how this feels," I replied. "I'm Dr. Harris," he said. "You inhaled smoke and flirted with death." "I didn't mean to," I said. "Most people don't," he replied. "That doesn't change responsibility." "For what?" I asked. "For surviving," he said. "You don't get a second chance for free." I stared at the ceiling. "I didn't do anything heroic." "You stayed alive," he said. "Now decide why." The room went quiet except for machines. Hours later, Emily stood at the doorway. "I heard," she said softly. "You came," I replied. "I wanted to check on you," she said. I nodded. "You didn't have to." "I did," she said. "I would have hated myself if I didn't." She sat down slowly. "You scared me." "I scared myself," I said. She looked at my bandaged arm. "You could have died." "I know," I replied. Silence stretched between us, familiar and dangerous. "I'm sorry," she said. "About everything." I am too, I replied. She looked surprised. For what? For thinking quiet meant strong, I said. She swallowed. I never wanted you hurt. I was already hurting, I said. She looked down. Ryan stayed with me when I panicked. I'm glad someone did, I replied. That doesn't hurt you? She asked. It used to, I said. Now it just explains things. She frowned. You sound different. I almost died without saying anything real, I said. That changes perspective. Emily's voice shook. I wish you had said this before. I know, I said. I wish I had too. She leaned forward. Do you hate me? No, I said. I finally understand you. Her eyes filled. That makes this worse. Truth often does, I replied. She stood up. I didn't come to reopen wounds. You didn't, I said. You closed one. She hesitated. Take care of yourself. I plan to, I replied. She paused at the door. You deserved more than fire. I shook my head. Fire showed me what silence hid. She left quietly. Dr. Harris returned later. You talked? He said. I did, I replied. Good, he said. Most people wake up after tragedy. Few stay awake. What happens now? I asked. You heal, he said. Then you choose how to live. I closed my eyes and felt the burn in my chest, not from smoke, but from clarity. I didn't feel empty. I felt alert. Fire didn't take my life. It took my excuses. I survived something that should have ended me, and for the first time survival felt like a demand, not a gift. I understood that silence almost buried me, and fire forced me to move. I would never wait again for life to choose for me. I was still breathing, and that meant responsibility. Whatever I became next would be built, not avoided. That night didn't break me, it forged me. I'm not answering him, I said, staring at my phone. Noah glanced over. Who? Mark, I replied. Good, he said. Silence can be discipline when it's chosen. I used silence to hide, I said. That's different, Noah replied. Now you're deciding. I blocked the number. My chest felt lighter. You look like someone who finally made a cut, Noah said. I did, I replied. No more access. At the gym, he watched me struggle with the last set. Don't stop, he said. My arms are shaking, I said. So speak to them, he replied. Move, I muttered. They listened, he said. I laughed between breaths. You always talk like this? Only when people avoid themselves, Noah said. I stopped checking Emily's profile that week. The urge hit at night. Just once, my mind whispered. No, I said out loud. Noah heard me. Good answer. What if she forgets me? I asked. She already knew you, he said. Now you need to know yourself. At work, I finally spoke up during a meeting. That plan is unsafe, I said. The room went quiet. A manager frowned. You're sure? Yes, I replied. I won't sign off on it. Afterward, Noah nodded. That's a spine. I was scared, I said. You spoke anyway, he replied. Later, Mark showed up outside my building. We need to talk, he said. I'm busy, I replied. With what? He asked. With becoming someone you don't get to advise, I said. He looked stunned. I'm sorry. I believe you, I said. I'm still done. I walked past him. That night, I sat alone and spoke into the quiet. I won't disappear again, I said. The words didn't echo. They stayed. Weeks passed. My body grew stronger, my voice steadier. Noah corrected me often. Don't apologize for clarity. I'm not trying to be rude, I said. Being clear isn't cruel, he replied. One afternoon, he handed me coffee. You don't flinch anymore, he said. I don't wait, I replied. That's growth, he said. Emily texted once. I didn't open it. Noah noticed. Curiosity? Habit, I said. And? He asked. I broke it, I replied. At lunch, someone mentioned Ryan. He's been tense lately, a coworker said. Always checking his phone. I didn't react. Later, Lena crossed my path. She asks about you, Lena said. I hope she's well, I replied. She's confused, Lena added. Ryan doesn't listen like he used to. That's their story, I said. Lena studied me. You changed. I decided, I replied. That night, Noah spoke quietly. You know karma isn't loud, he said. I'm not waiting for it, I replied. Good, he said. It arrives when you don't need it. I stood taller than before, not from pride, but from balance. I didn't train to prove Mark wrong. I didn't grow to make Emily regret leaving. I did it because silence almost buried me. Now, when I spoke, I stood behind my words. When I chose, I stayed present. I became the man I avoided because he required effort. And somewhere in the distance, I felt a shift. Not victory. Alignment. Ryan's confidence cracked. Not because I pushed, but because truth leaks through weak foundations. Emily questioned what she chose. I didn't look back. For the first time, I was walking toward myself, not away. And that felt stronger than revenge ever could. Emily called instead of texting, which told me everything before I answered. I hope I'm not bothering you, she said. You're not, I replied. She hesitated. I didn't know who else to talk to. That's fair, I said. I'm not calling to fix us, she added quickly. I know, I replied. Her breath shook. Ryan isn't who I thought he was. I stayed quiet. He checks my phone, she said. Asks where I am, who I'm with. That sounds heavy, I said. He says it's because he cares, she continued. Care shouldn't feel like surveillance, I replied. She went silent. You never did that. I trusted you, I said. I thought you didn't care, she said. I cared quietly, I replied. Too quietly. She sighed. Now everything feels loud. I pictured her pacing. What do you want from me? I asked. I just needed someone who wouldn't judge, she said. I can listen, I replied. I can't rescue. That hurts, she admitted. I know, I said. It used to hurt me too. She swallowed. Do you think I made a mistake? I think you made a choice, I said. And you? She asked. Do you regret not stopping me? I thought carefully. I regret not being present. I don't regret letting you go. She cried softly. You sound so calm. I worked for it, I said. We ended the call without promises. Later that day, Mark's name came up again, this time from Noah. He got fired, Noah said. For what? I asked. Sharing private information, he replied. Trust violation. I nodded slowly. That fits. You okay? Noah asked. I don't feel anything, I said. That's not emptiness, he replied. That's distance. Mark texted me that night. I lost my job. I deserve this. I didn't answer. My phone buzzed again. I finally understand you. I set it down. I sat with the urge to reply, to explain, to soften the fall. You don't owe closure to everyone, Noah said earlier. I repeated it to myself. Emily texted once more. I feel alone. I typed, I hope you find clarity, then deleted it. I sent, take care of yourself. She replied with a heart. I didn't respond. I stood on my balcony and spoke aloud. I don't need revenge, I said. I need peace. The words felt true. I watched consequences unfold without my hands involved. Ryan's confidence cracked because control always exposes fear. Mark fell because betrayal repeats itself. Emily questioned her choice because she mistook noise for presence. I didn't smile. I didn't gloat. I observed. There was a moment when I wanted them to hurt the way I did. I admitted that to myself. But pain didn't make me stronger, I said quietly. Choice did. The power shift wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, it was internal. I slept through the night without checking my phone. I woke up focused. When I spoke, people listened. When I chose silence now, it was intentional, not fearful. Emily stopped calling. Mark stopped texting. The space they left didn't feel empty. It felt clear. Karma didn't knock with fire or fury. It knocked softly through consequences, through truth, through timing. And for the first time, I didn't open the door. I stayed where I was, grounded, whole. Finally choosing myself without apology. That was enough. I didn't come here to disrupt your peace, Emily said. You already did by knocking, I replied. She nodded. You look different. I am different, I said. She held her hands together. I need to say something honest. I'm listening, I replied. My fear ruined us, she said. Not your silence. I breathed out slowly. That took time to hear. I blamed you because it was easier, she continued. I was afraid you'd leave if I pushed. So you left first, I said. Yes, she admitted. And I regretted it. I studied her face. Regret doesn't always mean return. I know, she said. I just needed you to know. I already do, I replied. She stepped closer. I miss you. I miss who I was, I said. Not what we were. Her eyes watered. That hurts. It's honest, I replied. She wiped her cheek. You used to disappear when things got hard. I don't disappear anymore, I said. That's why I'm here, she said. I see strength now. I didn't build it to be seen, I replied. She took a breath. I want another chance. I didn't answer right away. Say something, she said. I'm thinking, I replied. She nodded. I forgot how quiet you could be. This isn't fear, I said. It's choice. She waited. I don't hate you, I continued. I never did. And love? She asked. I love what we taught each other, I said. I don't love the version of us that broke. She looked down. I wanted the man you became. I became him because I lost you, I replied. Silence sat between us, steady instead of tense. I would do things differently, she said. So would I replied. Is that not enough? She asked. Enough for closure, I said. Not enough for resurrection. She exhaled sharply. You're choosing yourself. Yes, I said. She nodded slowly. That scares me. It used to scare me too, I replied. She smiled sadly. I wish you had been this man before. I wish I had needed less pain to grow, I said. She laughed weakly. We're both late. Timing matters, I replied. She reached for my hand, then stopped. May I? I shook my head gently. Not like that. She dropped her hand. I understand. I don't regret loving you, I said. Do you regret letting me go? She asked. I met her eyes. No. That answer settled something final. She stood up. I wanted a miracle. You got clarity, I replied. She nodded. That might be better. At the door she turned. You really are different. I finally speak, I said. She smiled softly. Take care of yourself. I already am, I replied. When she left, the room stayed calm. No ache, no panic. I sat down and listened to my breathing. The second chance fate gave me wasn't her return. It was the moment I didn't abandon myself. I realized love doesn't always mean holding on. Sometimes it means honoring what you survived. I chose closure without bitterness. I chose growth without apology. I chose the man I became. And that choice felt complete. I found Mark sitting on the bench outside the building, hands twisting nervously. We need to talk, he said, voice low. I thought we already did, I replied. He flinched. Not like this. Not like it should have been. Go on, I said. I betrayed you, he admitted. I told him things, your fears, your doubts. I thought I was helping. You thought you were helping me by handing me over? I asked. I thought she deserved someone stronger, he said. Someone who would actually be there for her. I laughed bitterly. Stronger than me? You judged my love, my silence. You decided for everyone but me. I panicked, he said. I didn't know what else to do. You didn't think I could change? I asked. I didn't know you could, he whispered. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I looked at him. The apology was genuine, but it came too late. Sorry doesn't fix choices you already made. I know, he said. I wish I could take it back. You can't, I said. That's the point. He swallowed hard. Do you hate me? I don't hate you, I said. I forgive you. But forgiveness doesn't mean reconnection. I don't deserve that, he said. You deserved honesty, I replied. You got it now. He nodded, looking smaller than he had the first time he laughed at my silence. Emily? I started. What about her? Mark asked nervously. She's watching, I said. Not to shame you, to understand what she lost. Mark glanced around, saw her in the distance, then looked back at me. I failed everyone, he said quietly. You failed the one person you thought you were saving, I said. I know, he said. Every day I replay it. I leaned back against the wall. That's your fire now. The one that burns slowly, not because someone threw it, but because you carried it. He flinched. I don't know how to fix it. You don't, I said. You live with it. Like everyone else does with choices they can't undo. The wind moved, carrying ashes from a distant construction site. I breathed it in, felt the grit in my lungs, and realized how close I had been to burning under my own passivity. I'm done reacting, I said. Done letting anger or regret decide my path. Fire doesn't beg for forgiveness. Mark stared. You mean you're free? I'm deliberate, I said. Every step, every word, every choice. Not silence, not panic, not the version of me that hid behind calm. He nodded slowly. You're different. I survived my own fire, I said. I let it forge me instead of consume me. That's why I forgive without returning. I understand, he said, voice breaking. You'll live with the lessons, I said. Not me. I choose when to burn and when to stand. Emily watched quietly, eyes fixed on me. Not longing, not accusation, just clarity. She saw the man I became, and in that gaze I understood the distance our past created. You lost your place, I said softly to Mark. Not because I wanted it. Because you made choices while I chose action. He swallowed again, nodding. I see that now. I stood, feeling the warmth of the sun on my face. That's my victory. Not shouting, not revenge, not proving anything. Just fire that doesn't burn others, unless I allow it. Mark remained seated, smaller than the mistakes he carried. Emily turned and walked away, finally free to stop measuring what she lost against what I became. I breathed in, letting the smoke and wind mix. Old versions of myself, the passive, quiet, fearful man, turned to ash in my mind. I was deliberate now. I was awake. I was no longer reactive. I walked forward, and fire didn't beg me to stay behind. I woke up before sunrise, the city quiet except for distant traffic. I sat on the balcony, coffee in hand, listening to myself breathe. I survived, I whispered. I chose me. No one answered, but that didn't matter. Silence no longer felt like emptiness. Emily would not return. I accepted that. Her choices weren't mine to correct. I remembered the old me, the one who stayed quiet, who hid behind calm instead of speaking. Every missed word, every hesitation, every choice I didn't make had cost me more than I realized. I can't go back, I said aloud. And I won't. I walked into the kitchen and picked up my phone. Notifications blinked, but I ignored them. No messages from Mark, no texts from Emily, only my life waiting. Time to act, I muttered. At work, Noah approached. You're early. I don't wait anymore, I said. You speak now, he said. I can tell. I have to, I replied. No more hiding behind silence. The first meeting of the day arrived, and I led. Every word deliberate, every opinion clear. Colleagues listened. I didn't fear judgment. I didn't pause out of doubt. I simply spoke, and my voice carried weight because it had been earned. Afterward, Noah clapped my shoulder. You're different. I am, I said. I learned the hard way. Later, I walked home, letting the evening wind brush my face. Shadows stretched long across the pavement. I felt the weight of past mistakes lift with each step. Emily had been a part of my fire, yes. But so had every quiet night I spent wondering if I mattered, every fear I refused to voice. I stopped at the corner cafe, ordering a coffee I didn't need. The barista smiled. I smiled back. Small gestures, small actions, but deliberate. I called Lena. No rush, I said. Just wanted to check in. Hey, she replied. You sound alive? I am, I said. Finally. She laughed softly. I'm proud of you. Thanks, I said. I've learned that speaking matters more than waiting. Walking home, I remembered Ryan, Mark, Emily, the fire, the betrayal, the silence. None of it controlled me now. I had faced it all, and I had chosen action. I speak now, I said aloud. I choose now. No one responded, but that didn't matter. My choices didn't need an audience. They only needed me. Back in my apartment, I stared at my reflection. The man looking back was not perfect. He still bore scars from silence and loss. But he was deliberate. He was awake. He was complete. I sat at my desk, opening a notebook. Words spilled effortlessly, every thought unfiltered, every truth claimed. Writing felt like speaking without interruption, like building a bridge between past and present. I won't wait for fate again, I said. I will meet it halfway. The evening deepened. Lights flickered on in nearby buildings. Life moved forward. So did I. I thought of Emily one last time, not with longing, but with understanding. She had her path, I had mine. I didn't need her to define me anymore. Fire didn't take me, I whispered. It forged me. I placed my pen down and leaned back. Quietly, deliberately, I breathed. I survived my silence, I said. And now I speak. Not to be heard, not to be loved, but because I exist. And I choose to claim my voice. No regrets, no excuses, only clarity, only action. Fate gave me a second chance, and I didn't waste it. I stepped to the balcony, letting the night air fill my lungs. Stars glimmered above. I am here, I whispered, and I am ready. I smiled, not because someone returned, not because the past forgave me, but because I finally did. I spoke, I acted, I chose. And that was enough.